Welcome. I want to acknowledge that virtual pinning is not what you expected when you first came to Linfield School of Nursing. I want to acknowledge that you are living through extreme uncertainty. However, one thing is certain. You are all part of something historic. Your story will begin, I was in nursing school during the largest pandemic in a century. I invite you to come with me now on a journey to imagine how your story will unfold post-COVID-19. What will you be doing in 5 years, in 15 years, in 25 years? Your story may include becoming a nurse scientist who generates original data to improve human health. Soon, we will have new antiviral drugs and therapies that better regulate the immune system, and we will have precision medicine. We will have faster and more targeted vaccines. Our vaccines will do better as we have advances in RNA sequencing and an increased understanding in how viruses mutate over time. Your story may include becoming an advanced practice nurse, delivering direct patient care. Soon, we will have universal telehealth and virtual health visits, just like we have face-to-face visits. Importantly, virtual visits will be reimbursed, just like face-to-face visits. When nurses are unleashed to deliver face-to-face and virtual care, you will need more than an Oregon nursing license. You will need a U.S. nursing license. Your story may include being a change agent to make universal nursing licenses a reality. Your story may include becoming a health policy advocate, fighting to change laws as technology outpaces our existing practices. For example, we will have remote patient monitoring, connecting patients' real-time data with nurses and providers. Remote monitoring is part of a digital revolution in healthcare. It covers everything from wearable gadgets to ingestible sensors, from mobile health apps to artificial intelligence, from robotic carriers to electronic records. Remote monitoring will allow aging in place and better control of chronic illness. Remote monitoring has been held up by lack of reimbursement from insurance companies. It's been hampered by IT constraints that keep your data safe from the electronic health record. Your story may include changing your institution from the inside, forging new roles for nurses delivering virtual care. Your story may include becoming an academic, a nursing faculty who helps the next generation of nurses see what their future can be. Regardless of how your career unfolds, your story will be about the pioneering work you do to forge new roles in nursing after COVID-19. As nurses, you will be the human interface between patients, providers, and the virtual care that is given. Be the nurse who revolutionizes the future of healthcare. Your faculty and I look forward to hearing your story. Thank you. For every pinning ceremony, the graduating students select one of their own to address the class. I would like to introduce honored speaker Jeana Taylor to the virtual podium.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, faculty and preceptors. My name is Jeana Taylor, and I have had the utmost privilege of serving as this year's student body president for Linfield College School of Nursing. And let me tell you, it has been a whirlwind to say the least. I truly couldn't have done it without the support of the ASLC team, my amazing advisor Ilda, and all of you. I was pretty nervous to write this speech for a number of reasons. On top of normal presenting anxieties, I now had to compete with some pretty moving graduation messages. I mean, I'm no Oprah, to say the least. And on top of that, I knew that I would not be able to present it directly to each of you in person like you all so greatly deserve. However, I truly feel so honored to speak on behalf of some of the most amazing people I have ever met. And instead of focusing on our loss, I wanted to remind us of all the things we've gained. So, like every cheesy, sappy speech, I thought I'd take us back to the start where our crazy journey began. First semester orientation was filled with all the normal fears and excitement as McMinnville and transfer students collided into our one-block, beautiful little campus. We walked into the auditorium where, little did we know, an 8-hour orientation would be nothing compared to the hours we were about to put in. They did their best to scare us, and quite frankly, it worked pretty well. They stressed the importance of leaning on one another, that we may fail once or twice, and that's okay. That we would grow so much in the next 2 years, not just in our nursing skills, but in our ability to communicate, empathize, be flexible, and most importantly, be resilient. Next came the start of first semester, where we learned the very basics of nursing. How to take vitals, what an SBAR is, that we didn't necessarily love shadow health or dosage calc, and that working with simulation patients can be just as scary as working with real ones. In foundations, we learned that each patient is complex and different, and that often with treatments, it simply super depends, as Dr. Didio would say. In communications, we learned how to effectively converse with our peers, be strong patient advocates, and handle conflicts, which we will use for sure throughout our entire career. In evidence-based nursing, we learned new terms like Boolean and how to find peer-reviewed research. We struggled to use CINAHL and PubMed, and we learned how to compile articles and compose them into neatly organized research papers. Shout out to Professor O'Donovan on that one. And by the end of the term, we were dreadfully awaiting the incubus second semester, which I swear I still have nightmares about. This term would test us both mentally and physically as we endured 12 back-to-back exams, 2 case studies, 2 CEIs, 3 CRMs, 4 hi-fi simulations, and 133 clinical hours. I genuinely don't know how we pulled it off, but somehow we did. With chronic and pathopharmacology, we learned about disease processes, how different medications work, signs and symptoms, interventions and treatments, and how to best gain assessment data. I can still hear Dr. Webb yelling that we must tattoo these lab values on our arms just so we don't forget them. In mental health, we learned that people with mental illness are not so scary or different as they may seem to some. We not only learned about conditions themselves, but gained so much appreciation and love for those struggling with mental health changes, and even learned an earthquake tip of the day or two. Some of us entered our first healthcare facilities, and for the very first time, we were able to proudly state, "Hi, my name is Gina, and I'm going to be your student nurse for the day." After defeating that battle, we eagerly entered third term, where little did we know that we would so confidently transition in our nursing skills and practice. Our transitions class taught us all about the amazing changes during pregnancy. We simulated childbirth and learned about the stages of development through infancy to the end of life. In acute, we delved into the fast-paced world of nursing, focusing on cardiac, neuro, musculoskeletal trauma, and much more. We danced to cardiac arrhythmias, learned mnemonics to treat heart issues, shock, shock, everybody shock, amen, shock, and bared with Dr. Smith as he smiled and said that it was time for him to once again step off his soapbox. Each week we showed up to do our patient prep, and we were paired with countless of amazing preceptors. We were finally assigned to our own patients and able to truly apply the concepts and knowledge that we had been learning from the start. Some of us experienced our first patient codes. Some cried with families as they received news about terminal illnesses. Some found their true passions within the units, while others realized that maybe that wasn't the path they wanted to take. But we all came out with a burning fire to be the best nurse that we could be. And finally, our most anticipated semester of all. What we thought would be the product of all of our hard work paying off. I can still remember the tears that formed as I read the email that told me my senior practicum placement would be in the NICU. So many of us had finally gotten a chance to work on our dream units, and it seemed as if we had finally gotten to the finish line. And then the news of the virus hit. Only week 5. And suddenly, we got everything taken from us. They pulled us from clinical, classes were moved online, students lost jobs and had to move home. Senior celebrations were canceled. Families lost loved ones. Complete residencies were postponed. And to top it all off, nurses were now in the most dangerous positions directly on the front line. We got robbed, and there's no denying that. But I have never seen a community come together more to lean on one another and support each other than our beautiful little campus. Students babysitting for other parents, faculty bending over backwards to create an entire new curriculum in a matter of days, and clubs and organizations coming together to create new virtual opportunities to bring back together our campus. While this semester and ceremony was not what any of us had in mind, I feel so lucky to have gone through it with all of you. It is no wonder why you all have chosen to be nurses, because you genuinely have hearts of gold. But I want to use this opportunity to remind you that with suffering and hardship comes perseverance and resiliency. There will be a time when we look back at this moment and think, wow, I conquered nursing school in the peak of a global pandemic. You will be reminded that through it all, you were tested and not once did you falter. I urge you all to use this moment to push yourself to be a stronger you. One that is more compassionate, understanding, and grateful. If we can make it through the terrors of nursing school, I have no doubt that we can make it through anything. And maybe we just might miss those moments. So here we are. We've done it. We are about to go into the world of nursing, and what's best is that we're doing it all together. Congratulations to the class of 2020. And congratulations to the support systems that have made it through all of our complaining. I love you all, and I'm sure gonna miss you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Gina. Each year, the students select a member of the faculty to address their class. This year's honored faculty is Dr. Paul Smith.
Good afternoon to the Spring 2020 nursing graduates and to the many family and friends who are watching. We are here today to honor the hard work you have put in over the last several years as we celebrate you on this momentous occasion. I stand here today honored to have been chosen by your class as the faculty speaker, and my hope is that I'm able to impart some words of wisdom as you take the next step on your journey. For those of you who may have been in one of my classes, you know I like to occasionally get on my soapbox. Well, maybe more than occasionally. But today is not about my thoughts or ideas. Today is about you. In the midst of the COVID pandemic, I have seen many words used to describe individuals during this unprecedented time, not only in our country, but in our world. Resilient, compassionate, caring, flexible, positive, adaptable, brave, selfless, considerate, generous. While these words echo sentiments around the globe during these times, these words also reflect some of the many attributes that make an outstanding nurse. It could not be more timely that the World Health Organization designated 2020 as the International Year of the Nurse and the Midwife. The courageous work of nurses and other healthcare workers during this pandemic does honor not only the Year of the Nurse and Midwife, but also the 200th anniversary of Florence Nightingale's birth. Florence would be proud of all of you. Many of you have found ways to give during this time, whether it has been being supportive of one another, sharing self-care strategies, providing new recipes to try via Instagram, or delivering meals to hospital units who have been on the front lines. You have stepped up to the challenges and you have united as a collective group. You will have stories to share for many years to come, as 2020 has proven to be an interesting year thus far. Although many things changed in March when we had to make revisions to the way we deliver nursing education, you have all demonstrated many of the attributes I mentioned earlier. You've been flexible, you've been adaptable, you've been brave, and you're going to be incredible nurses. Today, as we celebrate you in a different way than walking across a physical stage to receive your pin, it is important to know that we celebrate you because of the work that you have done. This includes the early mornings that turn into late nights, the grind every single day to successfully complete your courses, and every single moment of sacrifice that you have gone through. Even though you are not crossing the stage today, and it is obvious that this may not have been what you were expecting, you are still stepping into new roles, and you will become innovators, thought leaders, and nurses who not only use evidence to support your practice, but also use a moral compass to guide you during difficult times. Whether you are a traditional student graduating with your BSN or an RN to BSN student who has returned to school to advance your education, you will be doing important work moving forward. It is important to believe in yourself and all that you are, and to know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle you may face in the future. Just take a moment to celebrate the many obstacles and hurdles you have already overcome. See these as victories and successes. Many of you have had to overcome barriers and obstacles even when enrolling in the nursing program. I truly believe that life is 10% of what happens to us and 90% of how we react to it. You all have developed the skills and knowledge necessary to address any challenges you may face, as well as the ability to remain positive in the most adverse of conditions. A quote that I came across just a few weeks ago from an unknown author stated that being negative only makes a journey more difficult. You may be given a cactus, but you don't have to sit on it. Another attribute I would like for you to consider is authenticity. I challenge all of you to remain authentic to who you are. I know many of you have changed during the time you've been in the nursing program. Some of your beliefs and values have shifted. You have faced some of your own biases. You have laughed and you have cried. You have gained knowledge and skills. All of this contributes to growth and being your best self. Bring your true authentic self when providing care to the many people you will engage with during the many years you will have in this profession. Your patients, families, and communities will be appreciative and will be touched by you just being you. People won't remember the IV you inserted, the medications you provided, or even the information that you gave, but they will remember how you made them feel and how you shared your true self, your authenticity. George Washington Carver stated, "How far you go in life depends on being tender with the young, compassionate with the aged, sympathetic with the striving, and tolerant of the weak and the strong, because someday in life you will have been all of these." Even though we often talk about the future, I want to say that we also commemorate the time you have been here at Linfield. You all have mattered here. The faculty and staff and even your classmates have noticed that you have been here. You have left imprints on one another and have formed lifelong friendships. You have shared things together during these years that make you all not just another group of graduating nursing students, but family. You will always be part of the Linfield-Good Samaritan School of Nursing family, and you will always have a home here. Nurses and healthcare workers, among many other employees and professional groups, have been referred to as superheroes during the current pandemic. I remember as a small boy in Alabama pretending to be a superhero by running around with a towel tied around my neck to represent a cape. I didn't have any fear, and I would jump off of furniture or go barreling through the house. As I got older, the playfulness and creativity was dampened. I guess I realized that maybe I truly couldn't fly. I became more safe, which led to staying comfortable. There are times when being comfortable equates to remaining where we are in life. We keep our eyes down on the ground to make sure that we do not trip. But when we do this, we can't look ahead of what is possible. And we certainly cannot see the path to get where we want to go. I challenge all of you to return to the mindset you had as a child when you thought that anything was possible and when life was full of limitless potential, because guess what? It is. Although you may not be Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, or even Luke Skywalker, you are a nurse, which in my opinion and many others is like being a superhero in its own way. Thank you again for the honor of speaking to you on this special occasion. Congratulations to the spring class of 2020. It is with great enthusiasm today that we no longer call you students, but rather colleagues. So my final challenge to all of you as you now take the journey as Linfield alumni and as representatives of the Linfield-Good Samaritan School of Nursing is to find the courage to be authentic and to put your cape on. Look at the horizon, dare to fly, dare to dream. You may fall down at times, it may be painful, but I promise you it will totally be worth it. Now go and dare to be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. Today we celebrate two different groups of students. 68 are graduating from the pre-licensure program with a Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. 43 are registered nurses who have come back to school in the RN-BSN completion program. Each semester, faculty and students from both pre-licensure and RN-BSN receive awards for excellence in practice, leadership, and service. The Senior Honors Awards in Nursing. The criteria used for the selection of the Senior Honors Awards are a grade .0 of 3.5 or higher and exceptional performance in clinical practice. Today, these graduates will receive the award and a certificate that reads, "In recognition of your leadership skills, your caring, your competence, and your professionalism in nursing, we hold you in high esteem and celebrate your excellence." Their names will also be engraved on a plaque that is located on the 3rd floor of Peterson Hall. Please join us in congratulating the recipients, RN-BSN Senior Awards, Heidi M. Gregory, and Pre-Licensure Senior Honors Award, Lee Grimm. The Professional Excellence in Nursing Award. This award is not given every year. It's reserved for those years when a graduate is identified by the nursing faculty who excels in leadership, scholarship, and the human science of nursing. The following criteria are used to determine eligibility for this award: caring for those around, clients, classmates, faculty, other professionals, self, and the community; a leader in clinical practice, student government, and the community; an effective communicator; a critical thinker who can see different perspectives yet shares a personal outlook, even though that may not be popular; a potentially skilled clinician scholar, and in touch with the ability to influence and use words powerfully. The 2020 Professional Excellence in Nursing Award goes to Lily Vasquez. The Wilma Pope Alumni Award. This award honors Wilma Pope, Good Samaritan nursing graduate and former faculty member who taught in both the Emmanuel and Good Samaritan Diploma Schools of Nursing, as well as the Linfield-Good Samaritan School of Nursing. This award speaks to those characteristics that go beyond academic achievements to include: demonstrates caring in clinical practice, demonstrates clinical competence, models professional behavior in clinical practice, school activities, and classes, and demonstrates involvement and leadership in student organizations. The 2020 Wilma Pope Alumni Award goes to Kendall Swanson. Faculty honorees. Traditionally, our students vote for 2 faculty members to pin them at the ceremony. Since we were unable to have our pinning ceremony in person, our students voted for and would like to honor 2 distinguished faculty. Please join me in congratulating Monica Hodge and Mindy Zeitzer. They each have some words of wisdom that they would like to share with the Spring 2020 graduating cohort.
Hi everyone, I'm so excited to celebrate you and your achievements today. As you embark on the new journey ahead, I wanted to remind you that you've got this. You are capable, you are intelligent, you are kind, compassionate, and these are just some of the many reasons why you are going to make an amazing nurse. As you care for and advocate and make a difference in the lives of your future patients, I also wanted to remind you to make sure you take good care of yourselves too. Welcome to the profession of nursing. I'm so proud of you.
First, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so honored for the recognition and feel honored to have been one of the people that have helped you along your journey. Be proud of how far you've come and all you've been through to get where you are. The road ahead will have lots of bumps and turns. Use your knowledge, science, ethics, professionalism, and support systems to get you through. You are part of the most ethical profession, so hold your head high and be proud. You've chosen a profession where what you do matters every single day. Congratulations to all of you.
Congratulations, Professor Zeitzer and Hodge. Now it is time to present the pins. This is the time where we bestow our pins on our graduates with pride. We are honored to have you wear tangible evidence of Linfield College. As you enter the workforce as registered nurses, the care you give reflects the quality of the education that you have received from us, the values of Linfield, a Linfield degree, and the commitment to the patients that you serve. You have earned this honor and the right to wear the Linfield pin, and today we honor you for a job well done. At this time, we will honor each graduate individually.
Jacob Andrews, Cameron Appling, Claire Baker, Kelly Barth, Kelsey Bartlett, Courtney Beckman, Hannah Bell Uribe, Mary Bankston, Ashley Borchers, Emily Breyer, Dana Brooks, Sydney Brown, Jacqueline Buchanan, Jamie Kabawatan, Cynthia Christensen, Brianna Clark, Dylan Clemens, Maria Cobell, Connell Crabtree, Nicholas Craig, Shannon Crouch, Carolyn Cruz, Jennifer Davidchek, Sarah Davis, Jennifer De Jesus Martinez, Nancy D. Chiara, Camille Dickey, Jessica Dietlin, Anna Ernst, Jessica Fenton, Maria Flores, Taylor Fossey, Vera Garrett, Tara Gerline, Kaylee Gill, Heidi Gregory, Leah Grimm, Angelica Gruta, Molly Hartzell, Ladden Heckmat, Jade Henry Anderson,
Myra Hernandez, Michael Hogan, Jacqueline Huila Flores, Buffy Irving, Bailey Jackson, Stacy Johnston, Naomi Kincaid, Emily Kunze, McKenna LaMontagne, Hannah Lapp, Yolanda Leaks, Emily Logan, Jeremy Lynn, Sammy Ma, An Mai, Mackenzie Mannix, Evgenia Markova, Katerina Mazarenko, Madison McConaughey, Macy McElderry, Fatima Nevadovich, Barbara Messmer, Amy Minnick, Emma Moore, Bernice Montez, Pierce Moon, Ava Mora Marin, Elizabeth Newell, Bin Wynn, Robert Wynn, Katie Ott, Megan Peterson, Marin Peters, Maya Peterson, Jessica Petro, Shayla Phillips, Michael Piatia, Michelle Poor, Kimberly Precord, Elizabeth Pulliam, Angela Randell, Lillian Reese, Glenn Rhodes, Eli Rios, Joseph Robinson, Madison Russell, Angelica Salazar, Lauren Seymour, Michelle Speakman, Rachel Steinkamp, Jordan Stober Galindo, Sarah Stogsdill, Jonelle Studdard,
Audrey Stuhldreher, Bethany Sura, Amanda Swainer, Kendall Swanson, Jeana Taylor, Haley Thomas, Valerie Thomas, Amy Thrakel, Corey Trejo, Lily Vesquez, Jade Vicnair, Marcos Vigil, Megan Walker, Mary Wasson, Aaron Wells, Chaltu Wodesso, Christopher Worley, Tara Zomerdic.
Congratulations to all of you. This is the conclusion of our program, and to our graduates we say, we wish you the best. Please stay in touch, stay healthy, and welcome to the profession of nursing.